Good morning, everybody. Hi, my name is Crystal Spalick, and I'm joined here by my teammate Sean Price. He's in the chat too. He's going to be monitoring the chat. And so we're super pumped to be. You want to be able to see what I'm doing, but this is not a sit and get. We want you to play. You're going to create a graphic today. You're also going to have the product open. You're going to get into Adobe Express, and we'll help walk you through that if you haven't gotten in already. Continuing down. All right, today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be covering generative AI with Adobe Express. All right. So if you haven't heard, which I'm sure you have, you guys are teachers, you deal with kids all the time. AI is here and it is taken off. And so your district, like many others across the country, have decided, hey, we're going to teach our kids not to run from it, but how they can use AI to increase their better experience overall in what they're doing and what they're learning using generative AI. I think at first, a couple years ago when AI came out, we were scared, we didn't know what to do, but now we're just leaning in. And if it's going to be here, we're going to show kids how to do it. And here's just a little bit of rationale. As I mentioned earlier, I am here at the Adobe headquarters where we're a huge corporation. You guys have probably heard of us through Photoshop, Premiere Pro. Like these are what the professionals in the industry use. And so Adobe Express, just a little spiel about us if you aren't familiar with Adobe. Most folks hear about Adobe through like Adobe Acrobat. If you've ever closed on a house and you had to sign your PDF forms, you used one of our other products. But yes, Adobe, we are kind of the industry standard for graphic design and all kinds of cool stuff here. So I am honored to be able to represent Adobe Express, especially I am a teacher at heart. I used to be a high school English teacher, and then I got into ed tech. And so, what I love most about this product is it is free, and it will always be free for anyone and everyone with a public school email account. That's just kind of the little background about Adobe Express. Kind of got to the point where we realize, hey, we need to give kids these tools now because as they get older, and now everyone needs to be tech savvy on social media and whatnot. We need kids to be able to create and show their learning and their creativity. So this is kind of how Adobe Express was born. Unfortunately, we don't have time to go through the full. We do have a whole research team here who's looking at data. So these were just kind of some cool facts here on why we're using generative AI. I'll just give you one of these stats right here. 89% of educators report that their students are using creative AI tools in their coursework. We're especially seeing this at the college level when students are having to give presentations and such. So just know that these activities that you're doing with kids, there is research and data behind it to support that this is important work, that they do have this skill set. So again, I won't go too far into that. We just don't have the time, but there is a full report if you're somebody who likes data or just wants to be able to look into that. I have linked that there for you. Again, that's from our entire department, Adobe research team. All right, so I told you we're gonna have the three tabs open, right? We have our Zoom tab open, we have my landing page here, and then the third tab is going to be, we're actually going to get into the product.
No, we have it in Clever. So you can,
Oh,
if you open up a new tab on your browser, now we have what's called Go View. So under Go
okay.
View, one of the options is the Adobe Express. You can do it that way. Or if you use Clever, you can go through Clever and the icon will be there for Adobe.
Okay, so yes, you will log into Adobe, sign in, how you sign in, and then it should take you here. And then this should be what you see. And we just redid this. We like to say it got a facelift, but we did go through the beautiful product team and all the hard work that they did. This is now what Adobe looks like. So even if you were in using Adobe Express as soon as like last May, it looks different. Over the summer, they went and redid some work. And so I'm just going to have you stay here to be logged in. Let's all follow along and we'll get in there a different way. So if we come here, right, we see the fish. I need everybody to see the fish. And then we're just going to type in, you guys can get your own template. Okay, so we're going to type in self-portrait. And this is one of a pre-made templates that Adobe has. For you, it might pull up like this. Mine, I already have this template going, so it came up like that. But okay, so back to where I see the fish, right? I'm going to do this again. Okay, so you're going to come here, you see the fish, you're going to get a template just by searching from it. So we're going to go to self-portrait, we're going to search it. And then down here, you should see this gal here, self-portrait. And we're just going to click on that. And then it's going to ask you, what do you want to do? You want to customize this. Okay, so right here from the main homepage, it should say, hi, your name. What would you like to create today? And then you're just going to type in, right, self-portrait, and then you'll find it here on one of these. Okay, and then you'll click this purple button that says customize template. So now what Adobe Express has done is essentially just created a copy for you. Also, one thing I didn't mention earlier, Adobe Express is cloud-based. So this will all save onto your Adobe Express, not on like the student's Chromebook. From here, we're going to jump in and start customizing this to look like ourselves. So first of all, because we went through, and this is called a self-guided activity, meaning students can come over here and they could watch a little video about how to do this. There's like a 1 minute tutorial. We're not going to mess with that today because you have me. So I'm going to go ahead and close that because that's going to give me more workspace. It'll be very subtle. So in the top right hand button, if you see this little video, there's a play button over it because it is a little tutorial video. Go ahead and close that. Again, it's just a 1 minute tutorial, but see how it gave me more workspace? And so now we're going to actually get in and start tinkering around with our generative AI feature in Adobe Express. So here I am, I'm in this template, and now I'm going to click on the picture of the gal. You can click anyway, maybe like her eyeball or something, but you want to make sure that you get this purple box around her. Okay, see how I have this here? There's this purple box, meaning this is what I have selected. And it matters because whatever you have selected is what you're going to customize. So if I clicked here and then I notice I got this little column here with different options. Okay, I'll close that so I could show you guys again. So I'm going to click on her eyeball. It's going to highlight it saying, hey, you have this selected. And then it's giving me all these options here. What we're going to do is we're going to click again into generate image, click on that. And now it gave us a little text box description and it's showing us this is what we typed in to my AI to get the portrait that we got here. So portrait of a girl, dark skin, curly hair, green eyes, cartoon style. Let's keep the cartoon style. And now you should just be able to click right in there. And then let's go ahead. You could do a portrait of, we'll keep it very simple with the prompt that's already in there. So just describe yourself. I'm going to just do the portrait of a middle-aged gal. I should probably say lady. You know what? Here, middle-aged lady with brown hair, brown eyes. Type something in. It could be very simple. Just, yeah, maybe your age, your hair color, your eye color, shoulder. Let's see, I'm going to do a shoulder. Brown eyes, cartoon style. So I've got this in here, and that's all I'm going to do is mess with the text box. I'm just going to change out the text and the prompt that was written, and then I'm going to scroll down here to generate. It'll take a few seconds. It is reading, customizing, and see it's spinning, it's working. And then, whoa, maybe I should leave out the middle age. I should just say, maybe I'll say a woman in mid 30s. Let's see. But overall, it does okay. You can also get very specific and customize as far as like ethnicity if you wanted. Let's see. I'm going to say, well, that's good. I'm not considered middle age. Portrait of a 37-year-old lady. I'm going to take out the word lady. I feel like that might be, which is good, right? You're seeing that AI is just trying to make sense. Okay, I'll say female, so it doesn't have like an age associated with it. But you can see AI is working like just based off of what I'm telling it. And let's see what happens when I just switch up using the word female instead of lady, using 37-year-olds instead of middle age. And let's see what it's going to do there. So it's working again. And this is where again, I am a former language arts teacher. I've graded many of essays. And so it's really specific to think about word choice here. Okay, that's probably a little more my age range. And you can see here, some of these I'm getting wrinkles. Okay, maybe I might go with her. And if you don't like any of them, you'll notice every time you type something in and press that purple button that says generate, it's going to give you 4 graphics each time. If you don't like them, but you don't necessarily want to change what you have typed into your prompt, you can click generate more and it will give you 4 more till the cows come home. Really, you just keep clicking generate more and it could be more specific or it'll give you more. And then you can go back into your prompt and be as specific as you'd like. So for today, right, I mean, I could get into the nitty gritty here and I could say fine lines. I could say, different types of haircuts and go through it. For now, I think I might just stick with something here. I'm also going to go back. I might even just I'm going to change one more thing. Portrait, brown hair, brown eyes, headshot. I think adding the word headshot, I feel like everyone looks very like business like the collared shirt and stuff, you could go in and customize it. I don't have blue eyes, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to select her. And so let's say, yes, I like that, but I want to give it a different look. Another thing, so all we've done right now, and again, I'm moving very quickly today for the sake of time. So I've just played around with the prompt and what I have written, but there's also some other filters I could run to just change the overall look. So if you come down here, there's a couple different things. I can change it so it looks like it's an actual photo, like that one that I had in my landing page here. So now I'm putting a filter on it where it's going to look like a photo. This one looks cartoonish, which I also use the word cartoon, but I'm going to come through here and just see how that changes it. And that's with one of under content type. I changed it. I believe it was art to photo. You could also, I was just looking over the chat, you could also insert a picture of yourself as kind of like a reference picture. So now you see what's changed that it definitely looks more realistic, like a glamour shot, like, oh wow, is that an actual picture? No, it's AI, but it looks like it because I selected a different filter. So I'm going to stick with her just because I got that effect. There's also some other options here for styles you could go in. If you want to get really crazy, this is going to exaggerate it. But again, today I'm just showing you what you can do. This is more fun when you like pick an inanimate object, maybe something that's not a person, but we are working um, to make these self-portraits. So we'll keep it here. So, but there are different things that you could play around. Like maybe I'll play around with a theme or something. I still want her to look normal. I don't want to go too crazy, but like I could change here, pick this frame, flat colors, and it's just, let's see what it does here. She's still going to look like a picture as opposed to an animation. Or you could go back. If you like that cartoon style, you do you. I'm just playing around with the filters. I hope that you are too. That's not really what I had in mind. And also, if you don't like it, there is an undo button. I wish there was an undo button in life, but there is an undo button in Adobe Express. So if you come up to this top, the black toolbar here, there is an undo arrow. And if I undo that, I can go back. So that's kind of cool that you can, if you played with something, you're like, no, that's not the direction. You can always go back and switch it up. Okay, I might do one more. If you happen to have a reference picture, you could also do that. So I have one here. Let me go in here. There it is. Okay, so here's a headshot. This was like 4 years ago. It's kind of an older picture, but notice here, let me show you where I got that. So we've played around with filters. We've played around with the actual text description. One other thing that I had skipped over earlier, but I'm now going to look at reference images. I saw in the chat, someone was like, can you upload a picture of yourself? The answer is yes. So under here, I came to reference images. There's a plus sign, and then it asks you, you can upload a picture. So I already had one ready to go. I uploaded this picture of myself here. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like with the reference images. Note, I do have a couple filters that were selected. I think I'm on photo mode. And then maybe I don't even remember, I might have had one of the effects done. So it will take all of that into consideration. And notice it's like, okay, it's reading my pink background. I don't like this filter that I have on. I'm not even sure where I ended with things. If it was under theme, I think you have this flat color that's kind of making it. Oh no, now I have it. I don't know. I can't remember what I had selected, but you'll see that it's able to read and it's looking a lot more like the picture that I had there. I don't have glasses. It's not picking up on my glasses. But yeah, go in and play around with those. Those are a lot of fun. I think for now, I might not do the reference image there and I might go back to like a graphic. But yeah, play around with that. It's really cool. You could upload anything. Oh, I had actually uploaded that reference images for style. You can also upload it for composition. So if you want it to just read what you have in there, just, oh, there's one subject, etc. All right, so play around. Okay, again, for the sake of time, I'm going to keep us moving here because we haven't even got into what's going on over here on the right-hand side. Thank you, Sean. He's still got questions coming. Yes, you could insert a picture. Okay, you could use this for character traits. Yes, so thank you for taking this. Like, okay, looking at the big picture, we are creating these images of ourselves, but how might we use this in the classroom? So somebody had put in the chat, like maybe using this for character traits. Yes, this would be such a good template to use for that. So I have my image selected, and then now we're going to come over here and I'm going to pick this gal. I don't know. She kind of looks like futuristic. So I'm going to go with her. Let's say we read some type of sci-fi book or something. And now, okay, so just get to a stopping point. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just wanted you to be able to play. Today, the goal was just to go through the process, not perfection. We're about process today. So thank you. I hope you got to try out a few different filters. And now the other thing we can do within this template is now we're going to click on the text portion, and you want to make sure that you have the right portion selected. Okay, see how I'm starting to switch this up. So again, you're going to click where you get that purple box. And right now I have the white box selected. That's not what I want. I actually want to select the text box here. That's going to highlight strong, friend, kind, funny. And then you'll know that you have that selected because over here on the left-hand side column, we now have text selected. So now it's giving me all these different options for text here. And there's different fonts that we could go from. I'm just going to stick with what I have going for right now. But if you wanted to switch those out, you can come over here. You can change all the things that you can. You guys know this stuff about changing up text. But right now, we do have this really cool feature where it's kind of like cutting out the background and it's got this really cool effect. So go ahead and just start typing in some words that describe yourself, or if this is a character, yes, this is such a great way to have kids start visualizing all the different characters of a book. They could have like a little journal. You could come in and have them do this with like the three main characters, and they could build this up as they get to know the characters that they're going through. So many great things. I've had people use this template. History teachers will pick a historical figure and then they go in and, the words are like the three main things that they did in history. So yeah, so much great stuff of ways to use this in the classroom. So yeah, you should just be able to highlight any word and then type it out to describe yourself. Let's see. So let's say I'm a creative. And you can switch those out. This is again, I mentioned this is a great activity to use to back to school. Kids love this. And instead of just like sitting there and sharing like, three things you did over the summer, how about get kids to create something? And they might share something with you that they wouldn't have done otherwise. There's nothing wrong with a circle, but this just gives kids a different way to show who they are through this creative outlet of Adobe Express. So let me see, I'm gonna check on time. We're doing okay. Looks like hopefully everybody was able. Yes, you can do superheroes too. Oh gosh, those are so fun. We actually have some other templates too, that we could do this with. But yeah, I mean, you could even come into your picture and make it look superhero-ish if you wanted to go back, like who I want to be when I grow up or something. So many great things that we can do in this design here or this graphic. All right, I love it. I would love to see too um, how you're using this, with students. It's so fun. We actually have an Adobe community that at the end you'll be able to be a part of where you can see how other folks are getting into the product and using this. All right, so hopefully you've had a chance to type a few different descriptive words. You can also go back to, I really just wanted to get through it. But now we can go in and specify even more. Like if you're not happy with your graphic, you could go back. I didn't give you guys this opportunity earlier. I was just trying to get through. But if you wanted to click back and generate image, you can also, right, you click on her and then to get back into the prompt, you just click on that little button there. I'll do that one more time. That's half the battle with learning a new tool. It's just like, oh, where do I click? I accidentally clicked this. So if I click on her, okay, and then I go to generate image, that's how I can get back into um, the AI generator. And how about this time? Yeah, I was just looking in the chat, they wanted to make it look like, I don't know, more a superhero-ish. Try a different theme as well. You guys have the time to play, so let's play around. And let's see, portrait of 37-year-old female. What if I say female superhero? Especially if you're new to writing these descriptions, you're like, I don't know what to say. Just go in and play. All right, so I added superhero, and then I'm also under style this time. I'm going to select popular, this filter, and I'm going to go with synthwave, and then I'm going to generate it. And let's see what it's going to give me. It's so fun to play around with those filters, you guys. I would highly encourage it. We also have a lot of templates too, that lend themselves nicely with this, like some of the backgrounds and things. Yay. Okay. Did you see that one? This one really packs a punch. So I'm glad whoever typed that in, if they wanted it to look, I don't know, futuristic or superhero, like, look at this. Okay. That synthwave filter really took things in a different direction, which I like this more than the realistic looking one, where it's like showing my wrinkles and everything. That might have been too much. So yes. All right. And then we'll go through. Yes, I was just looking at the chat here. Someone is asking about, yes, how might we share this with students? And there's a couple different ways. If you haven't heard already, Adobe Express classrooms are here and they're awesome. So yes, I will walk you through. Let me see how I'm doing on time. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Better get showing you guys that. We will go ahead and do this. Yes, teachers could make posters for themselves instead of the usual teacher PD, right? Teachers, if you work with, if you're an instructional coach or something, have your teachers do this. Something new, get them in a product. Okay, I love these. But yeah, did you guys love that filter that I just used and how much um, it changed up the look of that image? This is so interesting and interactive. Yay, I love this. Love hearing this. Yes, we want our students to be creating. So yes, by all means, get your students in here, get your teachers in here. Okay, so as far as logistics, let's talk about workflow now. Have this graphic, and let's say I want to share this. Oh, you have a hero project. Yes, that would be awesome. Let's say I want to share this with my students. What I would recommend you do that I'll take you with right now, you don't want to do what I did, right? Let's say that my initial link had actually worked. It's just, there's a lot of clicks. And I have to do that because I'm not in the same domain as you guys. So, anyway, but what you could do is if you want to give this to students, you could take the template that you have made and it's just like making a copy, like right back at the Xerox machine. But now you don't have to fight people to like make a copy. You can make digital copies. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I have this template. Kids are working on a hero project. I want them to get into this. I'm going to come over here now, just just as I am. And in the top right hand corner, there's an assign button. Go ahead and click that. I already have Classroom set up. And so I'll be able to pick one. And let's say, right, you can also name it. So then kids will get it like that. And this essentially is like when you, right, send kids a copy of like a Google Doc, this will do the same. Okay, so superhero project. Okay, again, I already have classes and I'll show you how to set that up. It's super easy. I'm going to go to Crystal's demo class, grade 10. And then this is also a cool feature that's new. I'm going to actually walk you through the settings here. So see this option that says gallery? This will allow students to see each other's turned in work. You don't have to have that option open, but for something like this, if I were using it for, let's say, a back to school, get to know each other activity, I would turn that feature on, the gallery on, because then students can go look at each other's and boom, you're building classroom community. So I'm going to go ahead and create this link and then I'll go into my classrooms and it's very simple. All right, so now my assignment is in Adobe Express. Okay, I have it. This is my Adobe Express classroom. I don't actually have real students, unfortunately, because I'm working just in our trainer account. But then you come here and then I have this superhero project. And then this is where you would be able to see those little faces. Those are my pretend demo students. And it would actually have a copy made for each one. And as students work through this, you can actually see their progress. So it's like, oh, Jimmy, you haven't even started. You haven't even clicked into the project, which is great. Being able to see progress. There we go. And so you could also give students a link to, and that might be a different way. Okay, so now it's gone through and students will get a copy and they'll be able to click right into it. I'm sorry, I don't have a better way to um, show you this because I'm in a demo account. But if you go through, now I'll give you a second. So let's say that we have our graphic. Let me go back. And you should be able to find yours. So here's mine. Okay, I'm just going to scroll through, see how everything's doing. Can you add the link to a Google Classroom assignment? Yes, you can do it that way. So again, speaking workflow, yeah, see that link that it gave me. So I'm going to go back here to my classrooms. You have to go home first. Okay. So, all right, we made a project. It looked great. You guys, I'm sure, did awesome things. So now I'm going to come back to the home page just to kind of show you what it looks like to get to that point of a classroom. So if we come head down here, we go to classrooms. I would have everybody, you might as well do it while you're here. This is very easy peasy. You can just go in and create a classroom, right? Type in your name, your subject. and then you can give students the code. You can give them a link. There's like the 5 different ways you can get them in here. So, all right, let me just go in. You can also add co-teachers. That's new. So if you co-teach, yeah, you could have your co-teacher come in, and yeah, there, I just wanted to model that. So once you go into Classroom, and you can do that from the main dashboard, you do have to kind of get out of a project if that makes sense. Go to the homepage, you see the fish. I went to Classrooms, created a classroom, and then now kids can go to this website and join. You can have kids join your classroom through a QR code, or someone was asking about Google Classroom earlier. You could also import and go that way. I'm not rostered with Google Classroom, but you guys get it. It's just like any other time you've gone and created a classroom, you can go in. So yes, that came out, I don't know, mid-year last year. It's such a game changer. And then once you have your kids in here, yeah, you can see their work. You can do different things. And again, I apologize. In my demo account, I don't have actual students where you can see, but there's a lot of other stuff in here. Let me see. I feel like this one might have. And then in here, you can go on and take a look at all of the different assignments that you've made. So here's some past projects I've had students do for different templates. You guys can see that now. So here's these projects. It was taking a minute earlier, but there's the one that we just did. And then once you have actual students in there, you can go in and you can see the progress that they've made there. So yeah, those are Adobe Express classrooms. I'm gonna check how I'm doing on time. It's about 7. I've got 7 minutes. Oh man. Okay. Well, that is good. 100% could do this with rocks and fossils. Yes. One last thing I'll show you guys. I kind of did earlier. If you wanted to go find your own activity, or sorry, template for students, I would just recommend that you come in here and search, or under the Teach tab from the main page, you can come in here and you can just pick something out. So like if we wanted to come in here and find a classroom activity, say I'm a science teacher, you can come in, and these are all these pre-made templates that you could just go in, and like here's a space one. Use generative AI to use space. And this one has a little, the whole tutorial with it, but you can actually, sorry, that one has the video with it, but you can come in and you can push these pre-made templates out to students. So yeah, I would encourage you just to get in there and start tinkering around. You can search anyways. So like math lessons, or I'll just type in math. Okay, and then you can see, oh, look, we can use generative AI for math, get into a template, and then assign it right from there. So that was like a power push through of Adobe Express in a nutshell. You guys got to work with generative AI. Our time is wrapping up here. So I just want to go back, make sure that I have you guys where I have. Also, this was created with Adobe Express, one of the templates. If you search web pages, my landing page that we use today for the links, I also put the directions to set up your classrooms there, a little video. Thank you guys so much. I love the enthusiasm. Have fun with Adobe Express. I hope you use this or one of the other many templates for back to school. You all have a great year. Thank you so much for having me.